On this episode of Ask Dan, we're going to talk about XCloud support and whether or not Andromeda will have it. We'll also talk about Surface Pro 6 and Surface Laptop 2. And what about Type-C? Why is it not there? And I'll answer a few more of your questions as well. Stay tuned. Why did my dead Lumia 950 XL just receive an update? Alright, so a lot of people are still apparently using Lumia 950s, XLs, Elite X3s, and the Idol 4S. So recently I posted on Instagram a joke about the Lumia 950 still getting updates after 3 years. And it's absolutely true. It did get an October update. As to what's in that update, even I didn't look into it because there are no new features coming to Windows Phone, in case you're wondering and you want to fire up your device. We are still getting security updates and little patches and making sure everything still works, which is actually pretty impressive news. Like I said, this device came out 3 years ago, and even the Google Pixel is ending updates after 2 years. Now, you can make an argument that the Google Pixel was a better phone and got better usage out of those 2 years than the Lumia, but whatever. The point is, though, Microsoft is committed to updating its Windows Phone at least up through 2019, at which point it will definitely come to an end, and that will be the end of Windows 10 Mobile. But if you're looking to fire up your Lumia 950 or 950 XL to get the latest update, don't look for anything new. In fact, you may find a few apps not working anymore or not available. So just keep that in mind. I did that to my 950, and while it's fun to use, well, I have definitely moved on, and I still recommend you do too. But if you're enjoying your phone, hey, stick with it. With the recent XCloud announcement, do you see this as a launch alongside Andromeda? All right, so for the last year or so, we've been talking about the Xbox team getting into cloud gaming, and this week it became official. It's called XCloud, and this really shouldn't be a surprise. So for many years, people have been talking about Microsoft getting out of gaming and why they involved with it anymore. After all, they don't care about consumers. Meanwhile, they've actually doubled down on gaming. The Xbox team is doing very well. They've been elevated to a higher status within the whole Microsoft group. And one reason is because of cloud. It's one of the things Nadella definitely cares about, and there's a huge angle here for gaming. It's one of the areas where Microsoft excels at with Azure. They're right behind Amazon's AWS, and in fact sometimes beats them in some areas. Gaming is going to be absolutely massive for this. So while consoles will exist in the future, and same thing with high-end gaming PCs, the idea that we're going to be able to stream games in your Xbox to any other device is going to be increasingly a reality, and we'll see this heading into 2019. So the question here is, what about Andromeda? Will we see any tie-in there? I would say there's definitely a good chance. I've seen internal references to them mocking up game controllers for Andromeda. So if you don't know what Andromeda is, this is Microsoft's rumored dual screen PC that fits in your pocket. So one of the benefits there is having two screens, sort of like a Nintendo DS. And yeah, the bottom half you could turn into a virtual controller. In fact, you can make that virtual controller personalized for each game, so you can give special buttons for each function. And this is an area they are definitely exploring. I can't 100% say they're committed to this, but I don't think it should be a surprise that they did launch Andromeda. You would see a big tie-in with this XCloud initiative. There should be a push there, and we hear there are some alignments going on. Don't forget the Surface team does design the Xbox hardware now, and those teams are working a lot more closely. So fingers crossed we'll see something. There's no ETA on this stuff, but sometime in 2019 is a good bet. Will the new Surface headphones be able to connect wirelessly to the Xbox? Recently, Microsoft announced the Surface headphones in New York City, and it was a little bit of a weird announcement to have. After all, it didn't seem to fit in with the rest of the Surface refreshes. I should mention that these headphones were initially designed with Andromeda in mind, and this October announcement was supposed to have Andromeda there, but we all know that's put on the back burner, at least for now. So that's why these headphones exist. Now, to the specific question, does these work with the Xbox? Well, there's two answers. You're asking about wirelessly. The answer to that is no. These are Bluetooth headphones. The Xbox does not have Bluetooth, so they won't work there. You can use them wired, though, of course, to the controller. The headphones, after all, have a 3.5mm headphone jack and a cord with them, so you can plug in them directly. But in terms of wireless, no, you need Xbox wireless support, and these headphones don't have them. Instead, though, they do have an AI chip on board for Cortana, which is kind of cool, but if you're looking to use these for gaming, probably not going to be your best bet. Do you know why Microsoft decided to leave USB Type-C out of the updated Surface models? All right, so this is a really good question, and I wrote some of this in a recent article talking about my disappointment in the lack of Type-C for Surface Pro 6 and Surface Laptop 2, despite the fact that Surface Go has it. Even the new Surface headphones have Type-C, as well as Surface Studio 2. So why don't they have it? Well, there's actually probably a couple reasons. One, they didn't shift over to Whiskey Lake, so this was something I was anticipating they would be doing, as that chipset launches in October and November right now, and they didn't do that. So that chipset gives you extra PCIe lanes, which would allow them to do Thunderbolt 3. The deal there was you go from 12 to 16 PCIe lanes and you get that functionality. They didn't do that, so they don't get those lanes, so that option there is lost. The other reason is cost. It's clear now that this is strictly a CPU upgrade, which in of itself is weird. Microsoft has never done just a CPU upgrade to the Surface series, but that's what we have here. And while it'll be good for performance, it's still, well, a little lackluster if you were expecting more. So in order to save money, they just swapped out the processor. They did redesign the internals a bit, especially the thermals, but they didn't want to invest more money into that. So if they wanted to do Type-C, they would have to actually redesign the chassis as well as aspects of the motherboard. And doing Type-C isn't just simple as swapping out a component. So I think they are looking to save money here while updating the devices for the holiday season. So there's definitely a cost issue as well. Overall, though, we'll have to wait until sometime in 2019, presumably when these devices get refreshed with new motherboards, new chassis, and we are expecting a more radical redesign and update to Surface Pro 7, presumably. But if you're looking for that in Pro 6, well, you just have to stick with mini DisplayPort, which is disappointing. All right, that does it for this episode. Remember now, if you have a question, use hashtag AskDanWindows on Twitter or drop me an email at askdan@windowscentral.com. You can also leave me a comment below. I'll see about answering those. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.